Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend any limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. So today's weekly inspiration is release burdens that aren't yours and fly. So what inspired this video was I was in this monthly women's group. So during this meditation that my friend Joy was facilitating, shout out to Joy, she creates very powerful, unique meditations. And the meditation was basically a visualization related to the metamorphosis of a butterfly, how it goes through the transformation, right? How it endures so much and then turns into this beautiful butterfly. During this meditation, I had some spiritual downloads. So the download that I got during this meditation was, if I want to become this beautiful butterfly and go through this transformation, and not to say I haven't already gone through transformation, because I have, but there's certain things I still want to do on this earth, right? I have certain goals, dreams, aspirations. For me to become this butterfly and spread my wings and fly, I need to release burdens that are not mine. You know, if you're an empath like I am, you can often take on a lot of energy and problems, emotions even that aren't yours. Sometimes we're the people that we're closest to, whether it's family members, whether it's relationships, friendships, or the people we just deal with on a regular basis, we can feel like sometimes we want to fix them or help them. Sometimes we're trying to solve the problem and improve more than that person is, right? We want people to see things a certain way or do things a certain way. We can see things from a higher perspective that maybe someone else can't. Maybe it's their like blind spot and we want to help them and we want to show them a way. And, you know, I always like the quote, you know, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't force them to drink it, right? Like, we're taking on a lot of burdens that aren't ours. We have to really look at the things that are stressing us out, the emotions we're feeling. Is it mine? Is it my burden to carry? For me, personally, there's a lot of stuff with my family. I guess you could say generational trauma, family trauma, that kind of stuff. I'm sure a lot of those are karmic patterns that, you know, a lot of times we are here to break the karmic patterns and the generational trauma, but often these burdens aren't ours to carry. It's someone else needs to go on their own journey and resolve this himself. We only have control over what we're doing, right? Like how I'm responding to a situation, the patterns that I'm breaking. I can't control what that person is going to do next. And sometimes we try to push our will too much on people, or we try to get them to see things a certain way they can't see, but they aren't there yet. And it's not that you think you're better than somebody. Of course, we all have our own issues. I have my own things I'm working through, right? It's probably the opposite way around, where someone can see maybe my weak areas or things I could work on to get this goal, but I'm just not there yet, right? Or I have to see it for myself. And as someone that went through addiction, I experienced this where I'm sure even at one point, you know, my family felt like my burden was theirs to carry. Like they were trying to get me to stop using substances and stuff. That's not their burden. They try to help me, try to be supportive, right? But at the end of the day, it was up to me to make the change. I didn't care what anybody told me until I was ready, until I had to go through my own journey and have my own suffering. Not everybody has to go through suffering, but that's how I learned, unfortunately. I had to suffer a lot and feel very miserable so I could see the contrast, so I could basically break myself down and build myself up again, right? And that's how it is for a lot of people. You know, some people aren't going to heal at the pace that you think they should heal at, or aren't going to improve at the pace that you think they should improve at. Or, oh, you can't see this, it's right in front of you, can't you see? It's not that simple. Just like the butterfly has to go through its metamorphosis at its own time, so do we, and so do other people. And when we try to put expectations or try to rush someone else's journey and take on burdens that aren't ours, and like, it's heavy. Often we care more about that person's problems than they do. I can't tell you how many times, like, on like many levels I've dealt with people, and like sometimes I get so involved in their problem or their emotional trauma that it's like I feel like it's mine, and it's not even mine. you know, and that's heavy, and you're walking around with that every day in your aura, right? And it's beautiful to be intuitive and to have empathy. Sometimes we want to take their pain away, or we want them to see things a certain way, but they ain't there yet. There's a divine timing to everything. Everything has its own process. Just like nature has its seasons and cycles, we have our seasons and cycles. Just because someone isn't learning something now or seeing something now that could change your life or making the change doesn't mean they aren't going to. They need to go through their own process. We can't rush that process. That might help you with the burdens. Like, if you really want to fly like that butterfly, you need to release all those burdens, like the heavy energy that's not yours. And sometimes we want to focus on other people's problems, negative emotions, or whatever they're dealing with, because we want to avoid our own. So sometimes when you're dealing with people that are going through some really tough times or heavier emotions, we want to be there for them and support them, but we have to remember what's ours and what isn't. So if you're feeling really bogged down stress, sometimes I snap out of it. Sometimes I do a little like a clap or a snap out, like, oh wait, that's not my problem. I made a video a while ago on my YouTube channel called "That's Not My Shit," which is pretty funny actually. But that was something I would say. That's not my shit. That's not my stuff. That's not my monkeys. That's not my circus. I got my own monkeys and circus over here. I don't need to deal with them. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with helping people and being a light for people and guide people, but just don't carry it like it's your own. It's not yours. Sometimes you're carrying the burden more than that person is. They're not even carrying it. They're not trying to do better, or they don't care. Just evaluate the relationships and friendships, including the family relationships in your life, and just say, I did the best I could. I tried to help them. I gave them this advice, but now I need to step back. It requires setting boundaries, like internal boundaries, like, you know what, I've done what I had to do. Now I need to step away and focus on myself. If you're walking around every day, taking everyone's energy and like it's your own, you're going to feel really burnt out and not even have energy to live the life that you do want. And then you're going to feeling stressed out all the time, like just heavy, dense energy, and feeling depressed, and you're not even sure why sometimes. So it's really important for us to set boundaries and for us to realize what energy is ours and what isn't, and not take on burdens that aren't ours. If we want to live our best, most authentic life, just make sure you're focused on your own journey and your own healing. You'll see that you'll be able to transform into that beautiful butterfly, and you'll feel lighter and you'll feel better too. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, Instagram, TikTok, and 2 podcasts. The links are in this video description. I also offer coaching, so if you need intuitive guidance and motivation to support you on your spiritual healing and or self-improvement journey, my contact information is in this video description. Have a good day. Namaste.